Zack Snyder's Justice League is the quintessential example of how a fandom can fight for a cause bigger than any one individual, and how that can bring about remarkable results in the finished product. Justice has finally been done to the film after the debacle that was the half-hearted and under-resourced 2017 Justice League. This variation felt richer, not only in terms of the cinematography and the runtime, which allowed us to immerse ourselves in the world inhabited by the characters, but also through just spectacular storytelling and acting. It shows not just how a marvelous film can be crafted through passion, but also shows the symbiotic relationship between how the actors and directors attune themselves to the whims of the fans. Because at the end of the day, it is a film for them. One of the influential factors of the movie is how flawlessly they have inculcated Superman into the works. Though in the runtime of the film, he is the superhero that gets the least screen time, but his presence is felt in every scene in which the plot leans towards the concept of hope and compassion. After the end of Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, it was pretty clear that the death of Superman had exerted a heavy toll on Batman, who himself now felt compelled to do the Man of Steel justice and see to it that his way of seeing the world conformed to Clark's. He took on a less pessimistic view on humanity and tried to find the good in every quiver of the movie's beating heart. In a very similar way, we see Diana evolve and take up the mantle left unoccupied by Superman. Inspired by his heroic sacrifice, the change in these characters' demeanor is speaking blatantly of the impact that Superman is having without actually being on screen. The point at which he does show up comes full circle for his character arc. He has become the beacon of hope, not only for the desperate heroes who were coming up short against Darkseid, but also for humanity. Hope is a recurring theme over the course of the film, and there is no better way of seeing that than through the origin and the convoluted story of Cyborg. Cyborg was a character whose heartfelt origin story was one of the most immaculate ever put to screen. And it emphasizes one thing in specific: Victor's turbulent relationship with his father. His father had done whatever he could to do justice to a son who had always detested his condition and had always seen himself as a monster that his father had created. And for the better part of the film, he believed all of that to be true until it was Diana who came along and cast a glance of compassion in his direction. The constant positive reinforcement of his condition from both his father and Wonder Woman were at the end enough to change an adolescent's outlook toward his life in a more positive sense. Where he was once a monster, he was now an instrument of justice. It was a bit disappointing to see what they had done with the Flash in the 2017 version of the Justice League. They had given him a couple of witty one-liners and made him out to be this overactive kid. But when Zack Snyder gives us insight into the character's background and fills in the gaps of dialogue with superb acting, one cannot help but respect the character and Ezra Miller's portrayal of him. We get to see him struggling to make ends meet, and on top of that, we see the turbulent relationship he has with his father. Giving this character this emotional backdrop also gives us an understanding of why he was so hasty to join the League in this mission. Barry's father is really the only person he had who truly cared for him, and other than that, he had no friends or parental figures. But that all changed when Bruce Wayne inducted him to the League. For the first time, Barry could feel like he was with like-minded people, and thus, he felt he had a family, an escape. This was brought to a wonderful crescendo when the Flash had to save the team in the third act. He was pushed to limits others always saw in him that he finally brought forth. Aquaman is probably one of the most troubled characters in this movie. Well, at least that is the impression that Jason Momoa's character gives off. He is a tall, hulking figure that has a salty and carefree attitude. His discourse with Batman at the beginning of the movie is a testament to that. But for all of his apathy, we never really see that side of him. His lack of dialogue is so that we can grasp the depth of his empathy for other characters, for ourselves. It is a beautiful story that plays out entirely through acting and through his interactions with other characters. Yes, Arthur Curry's character wasn't fully expounded upon, but that is most likely because everything about him had been given a foundation in his standalone movie. But regardless, the weight his presence has when he is on screen is rivaled by Superman himself. The movie is incredibly well paced and every character gets his moment to shine, and Zack allows each moment to linger and allow every scene to play out naturally. Nothing ever seems forced. But when the characters really shine is not when they are alone, but when they are running together as part of a team. This is reinforced in every scene that the characters are together, whether it was in the Batcave looking for a solution to the final battle against Darkseid's army, The way that each character interplays with the other creates a sense of unity in the movie that really pays off. Every bit of character development, the origin stories, and the time invested in each character really comes together very beautifully. And that is the reason why I believe Zack Snyder's Justice League is a masterpiece. Emotional delivery and unparalleled script writing, with the dedication of a cast and crew that cares about their audience, makes it the best thing to come out of DC so far. That's it for this one, guys. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed, and for more like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel.